Tonight, a bizarre story of how a West Texas band mixed rock and roll with robbing banks. Jack Black reports.
Thank you, Karen, and try to compose yourself. Please. Last year, just before the July 4th weekend, 4 bandits held up the Liberty Bank in South Lubbock. The same weekend, a year earlier, it was the National Bank in Plainview, where the whole staff was reminiscing about the songs the 4 bandits sang as they took their cash. And investigators in Snyder had to bring in extra help to take recorded renditions of songs sung while they were robbed in July of 1983. Again, it was 4 robbers singing rock and roll songs. One had an old beat-up Fender guitar. One witness said the guy with the hat reminded him of the oldest rock and roll band in West Texas, whatever their name is. FBI agent Noel Chance has been working on the case for years. He finally got an unexpected break and told us about it in this exclusive interview.
I'd been working on the case for years, all these bank robberies, and it just seemed like there was no connection. But finally I got a lead on a pantyhose salesman named Tyler. I traced him to an old rock and roll band he played with, and finally in my mind there came the pattern. Every time the band got together and played, another bank went down.
And what's the name of this Tyler gang?
There's some bunch of misfits called the Emeralds, and I plan to put them behind bars this week.
And just who are these old rock and rollers? They come from Brownfield, I'm told. And I caught up with 2 of them in Lubbock spending big bucks. I found the Tyler guy first. He wouldn't admit anything, not even selling pantyhose. He even tried to tell me his name was Wild Willie something or other, and showed me his personal lighter. But he finally gave in to relentless questioning.
Need a light?
No, thanks. Now, what about the banks?
Well, you got to make, man's got to make a living, Jim.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
How did you get in that line of work?
I just went in one day and they said, okay, Mother Jacka, stick it up, you know. Got to pay expenses.
One of the singing desperados is Doug Coppock, the guy with a hat. He was too busy giggling to say much of anything.
That was a silly question.
The other 2 band are gang members I found in Brownfield at an old 50s rock and roll dance. Don Skiles, when not robbing banks, apparently pretends to be a drummer. I asked him how it felt to be a desperado.
That's hard to describe to someone because it's a feeling inside of you that you can't describe to someone. Because the Emeralds lived together for, what, 5 or 6 years that we were together, living together and traveling together, playing together on stage and reading each other's minds all the way through, and it's like closer than brothers in lots of respects.
But the banks, I want to know about the banks. What about the banks?
I couldn't even think about that. It's been too many years.
The 4th desperado, Jim Green, was a hopeless case. He couldn't remember his nationality, his name, or how to spell his name.
No,
I'm verde.
he used to say that a lot.
I'm verde. I'm drunk, see, I'm talking Spanish again.
I knew a guy that when he got drunk he started talking French, but that's a different deal. But you're not him.
No, I'm not from Baton
Jimmy Green. Mm-hmm. Okay. I can't ask you how to spell that because everybody knows how to spell green.
G-R-E-I-E-N-E.
Well, have an update on this weird story of rock and roll and robbing banks. And remembering the words of Noel Chance, we should have a confession from each.
And I plan to put them behind bars this week.
But each member of the gang seems to recall a different date when they robbed their first bank.
64. It was 63, wasn't it? Yeah. November, that's right, 63.
1957, 58.
I was 15.
1958.
Well, we don't care when it was. We just want to find the loot. This is Jack Black reporting.
Testing, test.
Perfect.
Test.